The most irrational fear I have is something like this. I spent 2 years working on making it all pretty and perfect, and then I take off the cover and it's back to the way, exactly the way it was 2 years ago. Very irrational and very unlikely, but we got to make sure it's all done still. Oh, thank goodness it's all right. Whew. That would have been bad. My bigger concern should be that there's mice in here because I don't have a window on this side. Dang. Look at this. Father getting all creative. Every time I see this thing for the first time, I really question why I don't just drive this around every day. That is so cool looking. That is insane. Even though I kind of finished the series on this thing, I never actually fully finished it. You can see like a lot of these wires just hanging out. I have some sort of oil leak on this side where the filter goes into the block, and then also the carburetor, remember last time, was like kind of spraying gas out. So I'm gonna try to start it and just see what's going on here, so we can kind of get a better assessment. I also got the driving gears for this thing. It's not something I'm probably going to install, but I do want to get those professionally installed, so that'll help this thing go faster. And then also we have some sort of transmission problem that maybe we can hear today, where basically makes a grinding noise in gears like 3 and 4. And I really don't know the condition of the transmission, other than the fact that it looks like it has some new bolts on top of it. But I know, like, when we got the engine rebuilt, no one ever really talked much about the transmission, unfortunately. Hook the battery back up here. Not even sure if it has any juice in it at all anymore. And I don't know if there's so many little things. It's like, oh yeah, I put the wires back on the generator and connected it to the voltage regulator, but I don't really know if it's charging the battery. I never really had a chance to test it. So I also want to just like run through everything, kind of see what works, what doesn't work. You can see here, missing some glass. And then this door also only has the top bolts in it because I couldn't get the bottom ones in. So that's an issue too. I'm pretty sure the fuel gauge should work on this, but don't remember 100%. So looks like it does. Looks like we got about half a tank. So that should have the coil on. I really wish I had a fire extinguisher with me, but I don't. So hopefully I don't regret that, but we'll put it in neutral here. It's neutral. Get a couple pumps of gas. Put the choke all the way on. Let's try it. Let's give it some more gas. Open the choke up just a little bit more here, but it does not seem like it is even trying to start. So I imagine it's going to be a fuel problem based on the color of that fuel, but we'll see if we can get this going here. Of course, it happens when I'm not filming. Promise, there's no magical mechanics anywhere. There we go. I don't see any leaks as of right now, but who knows. Let's check the oil. Yeah. Oil is definitely leaking. So it's coming from the top one and possibly the bottom one, or maybe just the top one. That's a bummer. Looks like we're at pretty good temperature, maybe a little bit high for idling, and good oil pressure at least. So hop inside the death trap here. Hopefully this door reopens, because this side doesn't even have a handle on it, so it might be going out the windshield. But I'm just gonna try to back this thing up first a little bit. And then, that sounded weird. Do you hear that? When I push the clutch in, hearing this weird rubbing kind of noise I've never heard before, but I'm just gonna try putting this thing in reverse here. Let's see. First, second, third. Doesn't like fourth. There's reverse. Let's see if this thing works still. Backing up. Can't go too far. Put the clutch back in. First gear. Pony up. A little bit rough, but works. Just go double check on everything in the engine here. Everything still looks all right. Just gonna set you guys up right there on the bumper. I don't have a tripod or anything. I'm gonna go for a little loop. We're still losing a good amount of blood, but that was actually rather fun, even though I never left first gear. So I'm gonna do it again, bring you guys along with me, and I'm gonna try to go from the end of the parking lot to the other end, hit third gear, and hopefully we'll be able to hear that grinding sound. Or I guess hopefully not, but I know it's gonna happen most likely. The biggest thing is how hot it gets in here. I think that's the temperature inside of the cab. So there is this little vent here you can open to get some fresh air. And then also that, and then I'm gonna open the window because it's probably like at least 100 degrees in here. It's toasty for sure. I don't have any firewall insulation. That's another thing that would probably help. So there's a lot of little things I still need to do on this thing. Back it up. Keep going, keep going, keep going. We're backing it up. Okay, clutching and brake. Seems like the brakes work. Here we go. First gear. This is really not something I can do holding the camera, but we'll try it. Still smells something like burning a little bit. Okay, well, it just stalled. It's not good. Hopefully it'll restart. It most likely won't though, so I might have to go get the truck and pull it by myself. Try here. There we go. Got her going again. Whew, that was scary. Yeah, so I think it's leaking gas right now. I can smell it pretty strongly, so we're gonna an emergency return to base. Did not exactly get to do our speed test. Part of the problem is I'm horrible at driving a manual car. And the other part of the problem is that it like leaks gas or something. Looks dangerous. I'm just gonna, this is why I need a fire extinguisher though, jeez. Definitely a lot better at making this thing look cool rather than function properly, but I've definitely come a long way. I just found these in the dirt. That's kind of what we started with. I think that's a good representation and did a good job, but I really need some advice on how to finish this thing out properly, like what I need to do basically to fix those oil leaks. What's the deal with the carburetor? Is it just missing a gasket? I guess I really just need to pull that off and look more myself, but I was gonna make this a multi-week, maybe multi-month video. And then I was like, nah, I'm just gonna post it. And I've never actually made a video and posted it in the same day. So that's what I'm gonna do, is I'm just gonna throw this together for you guys and hopefully you can help me out. So in the future, we can get a little bit of a Power Wagon versus Ford Bronco content coming out. So throw down in the comments below on what I need to do to make this thing work. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye.